Welcome to the Hall of Fame Club podcast, now with Season 2 flavoring. Still your local source for the 2025 Philly season. And now your hosts, Chris, JV, and Keith.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, August 12th, 2025, and welcome to another episode of the Hall of Fame Club podcast, brought to you by the Broken Bell Network. Tonight, the guys are going to discuss Zach's health. Do we actually have a bullpen now? The Bader effect, and is Nikki Three Buttons getting old? And of course, we'll try to stump the fuzz and tell you who the dummy of our week is. All that, maybe more, but probably less, on the 20th episode of the Hall of Fame Club podcast.
Much less.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Much less. Like, don't get your hopes up. Right. There's no need for that. I'm not here to
bar to the right level.
What I think I always try and tell like people, keep your expectations low. Keep your expectations low. You'll never be disappointed. Like I'm not trying to look. Can you stop? It is weird. It is weird. It doesn't look right. It looks like that you look like there was like you look like the scene before you're like, oh, guys, sit down. I gotta tell you something. It's the big casino. Like that's what you do. You like it doesn't look right. You look like a naked mole rat. It's not good.
Naked mole rat. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know else how to tell you. It's not for you. You better just hope that your facial hair, you sneeze, and you have a full beard quickly. Again,
it's like Tim Allen in the Santa Claus.
Yeah, yeah. I always liken it to is it the new Superman who always had a 5 o'clock shadow at all times? Tyler Hoechlin. Yeah. That was a good.
The great Tyler Hoechlin from, oh God, what was that show back in the 90s, early 2000s? Seventh Heaven. He was on it.
Was he like a regular or was he like a guest?
In the later seasons, he became a regular.
Okay. Yeah, I never watched Seventh Heaven. Jeez, wow.
I think I stopped watching when Jessica Biel left. So
Jessica Biel was on that show? Oh, yeah. No, what's that? Yeah. What was the one with Party of Five? I always get those weird shows mixed up.
Yeah, I think with like Seventh Heaven, if we could take one of Elon Musk's spaceships and put fucking Max Kepler on it and put him in Seventh Heaven, that would be ideal.
Oh man, it's oozing out already.
I can't take Max Kepler. I can't.
We know, bud.
I can't.
So let's do like maybe like a little bit of kind of a recap. We did have a good week, guys. Let's not forget we had a good week. The Mets had a terrible 2-3 weeks. And the Phillies have capitalized. They have gone 7-2 in the last 9. This current game, which is it now in the
Hello, anybody home?
It's LOL melts. They're doing for us what they can only do, and that's come through. It's a little early for a meltdown. I'm not sure if this is going to be the end of it. They still have talent on the team, but let's get into it. We did have some really nice stuff with the Orioles series. I'm going
to give you a stat.
Go for it.
8 games ago. The Phillies were a half a game out of first.
Yes.
They're now 6 games up.
Probably going to go down to 5. Looking at the scoreboard right now. So, and again, very comfortable first place lead in the NL East. Looking at it, if the season were to end guys, there is still a lot of baseball left, but it's a lot of meaningful baseball. We start getting into pre-playoff contention. I think, what is it? Is that we're 45% of the MLB teams make it into the playoff now? or is it just like 42% of the team, whatever it is?
We
Okay.
have for
Okay.
Major League professional sports.
So at this point, I don't, unless there's some sort of major catastrophic failure, and the wheels fall off and whatever, we're playoff bound. So there is obviously a lot of preparation that goes into that and how you play the field. Hey, we did really good. Taiwan Walker pitched a hell of a game, 5-0 game. He went 6 innings, shutout innings. You know, I hate to say it, Max Kepler showed up. He had seven shutout innings.
He gave up 1 run.
Right in this right after that, 6 of them were shut out, and then until he gave up. But you know, Max Kepler looked good in that game. Yeah, but I don't know what's up with Marsh. Did someone forget to tell him he's not a power hitter? So that's, you know, but there was a lot of things that were firing on all cylinders in that Orioles series. Anything that's stuck out to you guys?
The thing with Marsh, in my opinion, is that he's more of a power hitter than people realize. I think, like, he's not going to be a home run leader. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but he's that guy that you make a mistake, he has the swing and the pop to take you out of the yard. He doesn't get many mistakes, and he doesn't jump on the mistakes very much. At least this season, he hasn't been. But when you can see when he does, he hits those hard doubles into the gaps. He hits the ball out of the park. He drives the ball nicely. He just needs to take advantage of more of the mistakes, and especially on the lefties.
I think after tonight, we are going to get our 50th loss of the season. Right? And you bring up Marsh as this guy who isn't supposed to be a power hitter. I think he was supposed to be a power hitter. I do. I think he was. I think somewhere along the way we forgot that. We think we were very excited about getting him initially 2 years ago. He did have a lot of that prospect. He had a lot of that form to be a long ball guy, to be a rip it and grip it character. But we did forget.
More of the power alley guy, not necessarily going over the fences, but driving it into the gaps and be able to use his legs.
Right.
With hard doubles, not just a blooper that he's able to leg out because of speed, but like he turns doubles into triples because of his speed and hits hard enough doubles that he could just pretty much crawl out to second base.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the minors, he was really the most he ever hit in the minors. He hit 27 doubles with 10 home runs, 12 home runs. No, 11 home runs. But he did have 5, 7, 6, 3, 4 triples. Like, those are all seasons he had triples.
Wow, he's been in the minors. That's right. I mean,
he was in the minors from 2017.
Yeah. Up
until he came to the Phillies. He played 2 games with Lehigh Valley and then came up to the Phillies and went back down, and then he was up again. And he was.
Well, I thought he was out in California before he came to the Phillies.
Yeah, he was in. Well, I'm saying he was in Salt Lake. He was in.
Yeah.
He was with the Angels.
Yeah.
He was with. The potential was there for him. It's just, he was behind another outfielder that's pretty good out in Anaheim.
Yeah, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows down in Baltimore. Ranger
Anthony Rendon.
That guy's name always makes me laugh. I don't know why, because there's always some sort of joke about to come whether he's currently playing. So Ranger got like lit up down in Baltimore. think he gave up like 4 runs in the 4th inning at one point. That happened kind of tonight. So, the offense, which was looking really good, it was churning out a lot of small ball the night before, sputtered into that final game. But we took the series, which was beautiful. Let's talk about moving on to the series that everyone was kind of talking about, the Ranger series. Did anyone? Yeah, everyone to you, were they saying this is a possible World Series to you guys?
I don't know if people were saying it was necessarily a possible World Series, but they knew the kind of pitching the Rangers have, and they knew they had to show that they could hit that kind of pitching to have a chance in the World Series or a chance in October in general. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You're going to face really good pitching in October. That's just the way it is. So it was a good tune-up. Do I think the Rangers have enough to necessarily get out of the American League? Nah, I don't know. They might get hot in October and be able to do it, but they got the pitching where it needs to be, and that's what you're gonna see as a team in the playoffs. Be it from a minor or not a minor, from the National League team or American League team, you're gonna see it all the series.
Yeah, I can't see a team who was 12th in the league, 28th in the league in slugging, 28th in the league in on-base percentage, 28th in the league in average getting out of the American League. I can't see them making the playoffs.
Right.
They're not a good hitting baseball team.
And this is what I keep trying to tell people. The AL is not the same AL you knew 20 years ago. It's just not. It's so every time someone goes to me, this is going to be a World Series, I'm like, I don't think you understand the AL anymore. Yes, they are good, but they're not the best of the best, but they're best from the rest kind of thing now. And it's hard to kind of get people's mentalities to shift on that, especially if all you are is watching is NL. And that's going to happen. We're an NL city. Like, we only care about the NL East and whether we're going to make it out of the playoffs. And then we learn more as it goes on. But there is a very small subsect of people who understand and might watch both leagues. That being said, we still swept a good team. I don't want to take that away from anything. We were able to roll out against really good pitching. There was a lot of come from behind. So the Wheeler that was great baseball on Sunday. Did you guys not love that game?
That was fun.
That was a fun game. Especially because the night before it was a duke it out. That was a nail biter, right? 3-2 victory, and we eked it out. And we're prime time and all that other stuff. And so we already know we've already got the series win. We're already feeling good about that. And you start seeing some faltering on the hill. Zach gives it up a little bit, but you get some great baseball. That happens to give us a sweep. So that's reassuring. But there are things that we still now have to look long term. Like Zach Wheeler's health should be a question right now.
100%. His velocity has dropped since the middle of the season, which is no shock. The guy's a workhorse. But if he can stay healthy and if he can give you 6 innings, you leave him out there for 6 innings. I know we had this heated conversation last week, but the addition of Duran makes everyone's job so much easier where they can be like, oh, hey, I don't have to worry about the 9th unless Duran's pitched 3 straight days, which was the case the other day, which is why Kurt Crane came in. And it just makes everybody around you better. Since the Durant trade, the bullpen has been lights out. It's been lights out. It's, they feed off each other. They know that Durant's coming in and he's throwing 102, and then he's going to hit you with a 98 mile an hour splitter then he's going to throw an 82 mile an hour curveball. I'm throwing my spikes and cleats at you and my bat. You hit me with those 3 pitches, I'm charging the mound. You should not be able to throw 98 mile an hour splitter, 102 mile an hour fastball, and then hit me with an 82 mile an hour curve. I'm chasing you around the parking lot.
Yeah, and Duran has, we can say right now officially, Duran has set so many club records, and he hasn't even been with the team for a full month, which I love.
He's thrown like 6 innings, they said 4 innings, something like that.
Four.
Yeah. And so now in this current position we're in, I want to see Duran used as he's the closer. He comes in for the save, yada, yada, yada. Jay, I'm going to back you up. Topper's going to do this anyway. He's going to, if we get to the 8th inning in the playoffs and you got your 2, 3, 4 or your 3, 4, 5 up, don't be shocked if Topper's throwing Duran out there. Like, that's what he does.
To me, that's where the save is. I know the stat doesn't come into play, but the save, you got to save the game late in the innings. If I can deflate you in the 8th by shutting down your best pitchers in the playoffs, especially not your best pitchers, your best hitters in the playoffs, it's a huge deal. And I do believe, like, you're right, that him being there has took a weight off of everybody's shoulders in that bullpen and made them more relaxed. I firmly believe that yesterday when Kerkering came in for that save.
Wait. What's in front of his face? Fuzz, what are you holding up there? What is that?
I do own a book.
I didn't know you could read.
But like I was saying, Kerkering comes in that game without Durant, without the relief of what Durant has done for the team. I believe he blows that save. But because he didn't have to work as hard the rest of the time because Durant's doing and carrying his weight out in that bullpen, then Kerkering felt more relaxed. And we have completely gone off the rails. Were we ever on the rails?
No, we're never on the rails. Ranger struggled again. This is where we said he was going to struggle late into the season. But good news is Mr. Aaron Noel had 11 strikeouts tonight for Lehigh Valley. So maybe he's the one who gets bumped to the bullpen. Because
they're looking at Nola coming back like what, I think 15th or 16th or 17th, maybe somewhere in there. That's his second start in Lehigh. Looked good. He feels good. He feels healthy. The tightness is obviously, but look, Zach is now feeling the same shoulder soreness and tightness, and so this might be a nice little way to give Zach some breathing space if Nola feels up to it. So yes, there's a lot of latitude there. I don't think there's a need to bring a guy out of the bullpen or up or anyone out if Zach is feeling good. Yeah.
No, but if you can lock down the NL East, with like a week left to play, you can shut down Zach, let him do his regular stuff, and then you have him fresh for the first round.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I currently don't think anyone is catching the Brewers who are just shitting on teams. They're currently shitting on the Pirates 6-0.
That doesn't take much.
They
Ryan
shit on the
shit
Mets.
On the Pirates.
They shit on the Mets.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are happening with pitching that is a good problem to have. I know people were shitting on David Robertson. He did get out there in he wasn't even impressed with his own, I think, outing. He kind of like when I think he came in, he kind of was like, well, that that it went. It didn't go well. Didn't go terrible.
Well, he walked one. He hit it. He walked one. He gave up a hit, and then he was fine.
Then he was fine. So like, look, he's a 40-year-old reliever.
Let's just recap yesterday. Taijuan Walker, 6 innings, 1 run. Jordan Romano, 1 inning, 1, 2, 3. David Robertson, 443 years old, came in, and Orion Kerkering had a save. That is like that looks like
Tyler, it's almost like being putting Rocky 3 times in your top 10 sports movies.
I love the banter between Tyler and Jeremy. It just but like that yesterday happening, Walker, Romano, Robertson, and Kerkering, and you gave up 1 run to a team that's got a pretty decent amount of hitters. Like, that's insane. That makes 0 sense that happened. But again, baseball.
Yesterday was a gorgeous game, right? Yesterday was just beautifully.
There was only one thing that I didn't like, and then somebody commented, like, tagged me and was like, "Why?"
That is not true. Mid-2000s, the Pirates were good. They haven't been good since the remakes of them with Michael B. Jordan
Creed
came out.
Creed isn't a remake.
Sure,
it's not a remake.
If you want to say that.
It's not a remake.
It's not a remake.
The hell?
Yeah.
So did you just call Michael B. Jordan the Black Rocky?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's not a Tuma. No, but like the only thing I didn't like about yesterday's game was how the first run was given up. I just felt like Edmundo Sosa took too long with getting the ball out of transferring it from his glove to his hand to Bryce Harper. Other than that, 0 runs. Like, and then someone's like, "Why do you got to be so negative?" So I wasn't being negative. I was just pointing out the one thing that I didn't like that would have made it a shutout, and we would have been praising Taijuan more.
Yeah,
But,
and I'm not against any of those things that like. Sosa is a very good utility player, and I think I said this to you before. A good utility player is somebody who makes you question whether they could play every day on another team, right? Like, even if they're not on a good team, you're like, damn, they're so good. I wonder why they don't play somewhere else. And that could happen for even bad teams. So
but there's also,
you want to play for the Phillies? You want to play for the Pirates?
Right.
You want to play for the Phillies? You want to play for the Rockies?
Excel in that role. They don't want I don't want to say they don't want the pressure of every day, but they don't do as well when there's that everyday pressure. And knowing that they can come up, and if they strike out, they weren't playing tomorrow anyways. So who cares? Just go up there and just swing away and see what happens. Like, they don't have a care. They can just go play baseball.
Speaking of a guy who should probably be in that scenario, let's talk about the new outfield configuration, Fuzz. Because I know I've already touched a nerve. We've heard it leak out of you. You're not doing so hot with it. The Bader Kepler situation going on. I know you can't ignore their 7-3 over the last 10. Let's give it what it is. With that configuration, the 6 through 9 is looking really good, man. You've got, like I said, we talked about Marsh finding a power stroke. And, with Nicky looking like he needs a little bit of R&R, this is allowing for that configuration to kind of shine through. What are your thoughts on it? Is this the right platoon that they're doing, or are they platooning it all wrong?
I just think they're platooning it all wrong. And I wouldn't even say it's a platoon, but you have to give Nick some days off. Like, he's clearly struggling. Give him some days off. Put Bader there. Put Marsh there. There's no reason that Kepler has to play every game against right-handed bats. He doesn't hit right-handed bats. He doesn't hit left-handed pitchers. So I don't know. He doesn't. So I don't know why he's in every day. I don't care that he makes $10 million. He's on your roster for the rest of the year. That's fine. But dude, this is when you're going to play, and this is that.
19.
To me, Harrison Bader. It's not 19. Harrison Bader gives you the best opportunity to win the games. Is any other center fielder on that team making that play the other day when he took that ball back from it was that quick? It was 3-3, and that quick it was 3-2. I don't think anybody else is making that play.
Rojas.
The fuck out of here! He reads a book. We all know how good he reads a ball. About if Floyd Mayweather reads a book, he can't.
Yeah. So just so we're aware, I said 18 million. He's costing the team 18 million. I was absolutely wrong. I apologize. He's costing the team 20 million.
No, he's not.
Why?
He
it's
is.
a $10 million
$10 million, 1 year, 10 million. But he put us over the luxury tax for $10 million. So he is costing us 20 million. He is not making 20 million. He is costing us $20 million. I'm just so you know, I wasn't wrong about it. I want to get the facts right. He is expensive to the team. He isn't making all that money. I get it. It's just that the Phillies happen to hit the luxury tax. That's what's there. So
where were they at for luxury tax before signing him? How much room did they have?
I think they were at it, or they were already capped on it, and they were already paying on someone else, and then he was we're acquiring him for 10, and we're just going to take the hit and then take the other 10. Like they're already paying at 100% threshold. Yeah. So the luxury tax, you know what I'm saying? They're at 100% threshold, which means you're already well over.
Right. But this season, his overall production, while his batting average isn't there, is on par with what Harrison Bader was doing when they brought him in. They're same home runs. Bader has since added one, being 12, 13 home runs going into the season. They're about the same in runs. I think it was like a 5-run difference and like a 3-run RBI difference. And if you went back, I think everybody's problem with Kepler is that they paid $10 million for him, and they're saying, oh, he's going to be our everyday left fielder, but he's not putting up numbers like what Casty's putting up in right field. And everybody's looking at it going with hindsight, saying, oh, this was a mistake, this was a mistake. When they signed him at that $10 million, where he was in the rank of off-season available free agents in the outfield, it was a good deal. Harrison Bader was ranked, according to Sports Track, a little bit lower, and he got $6.5 million. So they were still going over the luxury cap either way, and both of them got 1-year deals. But when you go and look at the beginning of the season, Kepler was the smarter move. His batting average isn't where you want it to be, but the rest of his numbers are right on par with the guys that were around him in that free agent class. Because you're not going to spend Soto or Santander money for him. The Phillies weren't going out to get those two guys. So
it's working out for the teams that made that investment, right? It's got to have been.
Right, but the Phillies already had two contracts like that, and they knew Schwarber was coming up.
Soto hasn't. Soto is definitely not worth his contract. That's okay. Right, I know he's a long-term investment. I know you can grade it as a down year, and it happens. And
you knew what it was going to be going in. You knew what you had to spend to get him. Regardless of what his production this year happened to be, you knew what you had to spend to get him. Phillies weren't going to spend that money.
I know the argument.
There, same thing. You knew he was going to be up there. You weren't spending that kind of money.
I know the argument.
Tax is $301 million.
Right.
The Phillies are at 307, so it just doesn't. That seems high for a luxury tax.
It goes to 100% once you hit a certain threshold. Like once you hit it, like there's obviously like 5 teams that have hit it. Clearly, but we've been the team that's now hit the luxury. We've now consistently year in and year out have been in that number one market kind of spending team, which is great, right? It's clearly benefiting us as fans. We are loving this. This is exactly what we want. We're in a great position to be as fans. And then it gets to your Schwarber conversation, which is just such a hot topic. Why don't you sign Schwarber now? This management stinks because you don't think they haven't tried to re-sign Schwarber? At any point do you think Middleton has not gone to Dave and said, please sign this guy, and this is where we're going to start? But, you can go as high as this, then you got to come back to me, and we got to have a serious conversation. He had probably... What do you think the number Dave was authorized to offer up to? What do you think the number was? Let's talk. This is obviously a game. We don't know. We don't know anything. I'm just asking you, what do you think Dave was authorized by John Middleton, to go as high as in terms of what you could offer Kyle Schwarber to stay a Philly? Because obviously Dave signed him. He has so many good signs, Dombrowski, if you think about now, that have just paid off in dividends. But Kyle Schwarber being one of them, how much do you think he was authorized to be able to go to?
I'd say 200 over 5, maybe 6.
So you think the longevity was there, but it was reduced in dollar amount? You think the long-term contract, you don't think it was a 4-year contract. You think it was up to 7. All right. So do you you think they were willing to go 7? The max money was 200. What would have been the minimum he was authorized to do for the max amount of money is my question now. Because obviously, he was authorized to 7 years, 200 is an amazing deal. And I'm sure he had the green light on that. Do you think he had 200 for 4 years? Greenlit.
No, 5 years.
25.
50 a year.
And I think he was maybe, I don't know.
Huh?
Got to remember, he's only 32 years old.
Only 32 years old, correct. So, but this was going to be a luxury. This was not just going to cost the team $40 a year. It would have cost the team $80 a year or whatever. That would have been reduced by some off the back end there. So, because they probably would have done a deferred type thing until they could clear a lot of his money. So let's just say he would have structured it in such a way that would have been the best on the books for the time. But it would have cost them a lot more than 40, but it will cost them more than 40, and we don't know for how long. So do you think he was given 160 for 4 years? That's 40 a year.
I think Dave probably was trying to hope for maybe around 25 a year.
He wanted a bargain. He wanted a discount. Yeah. You think Dave wanted stay with us, kind of, let's start it out here. Now, when do you think this offer came? Do you think this came before the season?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think that's why you haven't seen anything since then, because Schwarber went on this tear throughout the season, and now it's like reevaluation time. Like,
well, he bet on himself,
step
right?
back and look at it, like, all right, well,
yeah.
Schwarb's
completely bet on himself here.
So I think they may have gone that 25, but not long enough for what Schwarber wanted. And Schwarber I think he wants years more so than money, to be honest.
So if he would have gotten 175 for 7 years, he thought that was too low.
Yeah. I think Schwarber is looking for a 6 to 7 year contract. And I think you could probably get away with a little bit less money to get that kind of a number because I think he wants to stay in Philadelphia. I do think he's tired of moving from team to team. And I think that's starting to wear on him. So I think he's looking for a year's more than money that's going to keep him there. And he knows he's going to leave money on the table.
From all accounts,
But-
his family loves it here. He loves it here. I feel like you wouldn't hear things like that are said on the regular. I know more than a few people that have either known him or have said to him, and he has repeated, this is a great town to play in. So he is definitely one of those for the city, and he would be more than thrilled to get the best deal from Philly. I also think he is willing to take a lesser deal to stay here in Philly, but not by much. Like, let's be honest, he's willing to. I think Schwarber is willing to give the hometown discount because I do think he considers himself through and through a Philly now, right? But I think he is willing to give the hometown discount. But like, don't go insulting me too much. And you guys know I overplay the hell out of it. But he bet on himself. That was a Rod Tidwell risk. Now, a little bit different because all Schwarber had to do was go to a different team and say, "Oh, I'm sure he's taking as many offers from his agent as they come in."
Well, he can't yet legally within the rules of baseball. So,
sure,
yeah.
Sure, bud. There's a number. There's a number.
His agent's probably played a lot of golf. Is all I'm saying.
Correct. And so there's a number out there that Kyle Schwarber has in his head. What do you think that is now that he has played the game for himself very well? Congratulations, sir. You're great. You're great for the team. You're great for the field. You're great for the sport. You're great for the city. You're great for the locker room. I don't hear a terrible thing about you. So thank you for that consistency and all that stuff. But what do you guys think is his number?
I think it's 5 years, 200 million, but I also think a team who is young and on the verge of making it is somebody like Cincinnati.
Willing to offer
Ridiculous.
350 for 7 years.
I would say 350, but I would say like 6 years, 300 million.
Right. Or yeah, right. And mine's just the difference of like, you're like, I wouldn't say that, but it's just the difference of an option year, right? A team option year. If you think about it, if you say 300 for 6 years, the difference of mine is, and I said 7 years for 350 is just the team's option year. And that's a moot point. So like, I think those are those. I think you're right. I think that's his number now, 50. I do. So whereas before we probably could have gotten him 440 if we sealed it up and we offered the 240 for 6 years, he might have even gone 7 years on that and would have loved that. Do you think it's too late to get that from him? Do you think the home field, the discount has gone, or do you think that we're not even close to this even being a worry?
Again, I honestly think it's going to all come down to the years. I think I don't think he wants to go to another team. I think he knows this is a team that has some young talent looking down at the minors and Crawford and Painter and even so much of this Bohm and Stott, like, and you got veterans like Turner and Harper and JT lined up for a couple of more years. I think he wants to stay here and see what they can do. Good pitching staff all around. I think he is willing around 40 a year, but it's got to be 6. He might even go as low as 35, 40, but I'm thinking 6-7 years when he can start eyeing up retirement at the end of that contract.
Oh shit, we're up to 41 million a year, Tyler. If we're at that point. I all of this is true. I do think
Even
he
if
wants
he
to
goes
stay
somewhere
here.
else, even if I think anybody that comes at him, I think you're gonna have to throw more money to get him to leave Philly, but you're still gonna need that 6 to 7 year contract because I think he's tired of 4-year deals, 3-year deals, 1 year, and being bounced out of a team, out of a city.
Right. And
And
if a
there's
team
gonna
is
be
willing to
trade.
pay that much money
Guarantee
for a
that.
DH, that means you're so worried about any of your other long-term contracts to not even have a DH come. So, like, you named a couple of guys that at some point, if we need to move into a DH spot, like Harper, Turner. I know it's a little ridiculous, but I'm just saying there are guys that could do that with. We're willing because he's a citywide investment more than just being a player on the field. Um, I I think that does carry a lot of weight. I think it does give us a better discount. I really does. I think he is willing to go like 35 for 6 or 7 years because of that. And and Tyler, you're kind of I'm not sure if you're agreeing with me. I'm not sure if you're not agreeing with me. I'm not sure if we're talking about the same thing. So Tyler says, do teams have any leverage left with your just a DH? Or is that over with the universal DH? So the stigma,
No, I think you still get stuck with you're just a DH stigma.
Yeah.
You know?
You've been razzle dazzled.
seen-
Yeah, you've been razzle dazzled by Shoei and your Schwarbers, like those guys. Yeah, I'm with you, JV.
Yeah, a David Ortiz, he will always just be a DH because he could not play anywhere else,
Yes.
and all he could do was hit. I don't care what the league rules are with a universal DH, all that kind of stuff. The only thing people that hurt, I think, were the pitchers that rake. A Mike Hampton. The guys that could hit as pitchers, the universal, and they were rare. The universal DH is the only
not
thing that hurt
besmirch Joe Blanton's good name.
Joe Blunt, yeah.
But that's the thing. There's no leverage with just a DH because the DH is a position.
Well, you're proving now that you need that offense in your lineup.
And there's more to it than just DH.
Yeah.
Of Kyle Schwarber because he's a leader.
Yeah,
He's not.
but that could fall to anything. That could don't associate the DH automatically becomes a team leader or anything like that. Like that just is the special. Like that's the special sauce that is Kyle Schwarber, and that you're also putting that dollar amount into the contract.
That title, that just the DH kind of an idea, was thrown at first baseman in the National League for a long time. Like they didn't really care if you could play defense at first base as long as you would hit 40, 50 home runs a season. The guys that could play defense they're what Schwarber is now. Schwarber is a DH hitting those numbers, hitting a lot of home runs and being a leader. So now are you a DH and something else? And you need that and somewhere in there to really make your value be felt. Just like you used to need to have that and as a first baseman when you were in the National League before the Universal DH came out.
It's a lock.
John Kruk is a national treasure.
Any Philadelphia Eagle quarterback can run the tush push. Anyway.
Oh boy.
Dude, how great was that the other night though?
They did that
wild. They did that shit on purpose.
I think to prove that it's not. Stop saying it's Jalen. That is the reason for the tush push.
And that was like the first team defense
offense that can do it.
Yeah, that was
no reason these other teams can't run it.
I was just cracking up at that. I was just flipping back and forth because, that was like I was like, oh, I was so mad. I'm like, oh, the Phillies are hot. I'm hyped to watch them again. Like I get mad when the Phillies score more than 4 runs because I'm not going to see Durant's entrance. Like this is like they booed Max Lazar because the Phillies scored 5 runs. Like what? All they wanted to see was his entrance. Just give a home run and bring him in.
One thing we didn't get to before we move into our 2 final segments was I just want your feelings, boys. Anything you want to talk about that maybe with the return of Jose Alvarado? He is, rehabbing down in AAA now.
Throw that motherfucker's arm out every single day.
Okay, so is that where you stand on it? Like beat him up until the playoffs, because obviously we will not have him for the playoffs. Use him in any type of clutch situation you think you might need.
Yep.
Okay. Jay, where do you want to put him? Where do you want to see him most at? If that's where you're in agreement.
Or where he goes. Use him, like Fuzzy said. Use him, abuse him, and let him go. Because honestly, I almost don't even want him to come back. I want the guys that can play in October to be fighting for those roster spots so that they have the best chance. Don't take away time from these other guys. Maybe in there once in a while to give some relief, but
who's fighting for a race?
I want these guys to be sharp going in.
Everybody on the roster right now is going to be playing in October.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, why waste the opportunities on Alvarado, who's not going to make a difference in October?
Give our other pitchers a rest.
Yeah, I can see that, but at the same time, I don't really care about him. Tyler's right. He was pitching well enough that if he didn't get suspended, they probably wouldn't have gone and got Durant.
But that's not entirely true because we don't know if he was going to be the closer. Durant is a 9th inning guy. Knock it off with the 8th inning stuff. You too, Rob, if you're watching.
Durant is a closer. He closes out the game when it's
which is in the 9th inning or later.
Not necessarily. Your best hitters are coming up in the 8th. Shut them down.
Well,
then he doesn't pitch the 9th.
You guys are being so beautiful. That leads us actually into That's right. Dummy of the week. I'm just going to give a friendly reminder as we are on the topic that Jose Alvarado, you're a dummy. I want you to understand that the bullpen and the team moved on. They remodeled. They got better. Yes, this is a self-inflicted wound. Yes, you have paid whatever stipulation. You will ultimately not get to help the team when it matters the most. I just want to remind you, you're an idiot. You're a dummy.
Yeah.
He still gets one if they win.
Understood.
Which
I just want to remind him. I just want to remind him, and him seeing the remodeled bullpen is enough, I think. But in case you didn't need it, here's a third-rate podcast reminding you you're a dummy.
Wow, we're third rate. We're not even fourth rate.
I'm just. I calls them like I sees them. You guys have anyone?
Go ahead, Jeremy.
So mine is in the sports world, and it was a story that's kind of popped up in the news lately. It's Jeffrey Lurie and the Eagles and Lincoln Financial Field with their concession prices.
No.
Like that's just ridiculous.
No.
I actually understand charging a lot for beer. because it can kind of be a deterrent to try to keep people from getting too drunk at the games and causing a ruckus and that kind of thing. So I get that part of it. But why does a slice of pizza have to be $10? $12, whatever it is. Crab fries with the cheese over $15.
Isn't it $18?
Yeah,
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, $18.
Why all of that? Like, keep the food cost down. The food doesn't cause people to throw punches at Cowboys fans in the stadium.
I know. There is actually.
Cowboys fan knocks that food out of your thing. That dude might get thrown on the 50-yard line.
Especially at $15 crab fries. You're goddamn right. I'm knocking them out.
So looking here, I just want you to know, I was doing research on this.
Which are overrated.
Why they're charging the prices. So like if you look up here at the reason people, the Eagles of because people are still fucking paying for it.
True.
That's why. Like it's not rocket science, people.
All right,
People
so
are
of the week is the Eagles fans that go to the games.
There you go.
On the
There you go.
sessions.
Listen,
Keep the beer prices up there. I get it. I'm okay with that for your sanctity and for your employees' safety at the stadiums and having to deal with drunk fans. I get that. But everybody else, stop buying the food. Bring your own damn host.
Listen, for as much as I drank during the Eagles playoff run, if I was at games and I drank that much, I'd have no money. Literally, my kids wouldn't be in school.
Right. You would have to
drink a
take
lot.
out of the HELOC.
yeah. Who do you got for us, Fuzz?
I got 3.
Sweet. Okay.
Anybody who says Durant should be pitching in the 8th inning. Citizens Bank Park for that debacle with the Chris Brown concert that I just saw. That the concert opened at 7 and they didn't open the gates till 6:30, and then they closed certain parts of it. But my real dummy of the week, it's not baseball related, it's sports related. Know your surroundings when you're on the sideline of an NFL football game as a $100 million wide receiver in the NFL, and you got blasted by an official. CeeDee Lamb, congratulations. Cowboys wide receiver, you're my dummy of the week for getting blasted in the back by an official.
Wild.
Like he got up. They got up. He was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Remember that old Snickers commercial? I ain't Batman."
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if there was a concussion. I wasn't.
Official or CD?
Either one. Well, he got up, but first of all, CD got up, and I think he was fine. I do. I think the official at some point had a concussion. I don't know why they didn't tent him. But there was a lot of things that I saw. There was a lot of weird interviews that were happening in preseason that I had never seen before. Too much happening on the sideline during preseason games. Way too much.
There's too much happening on the national baseball telecast where they're interviewing the players while they're playing the game.
I like it. I know you guys don't.
I don't know that I like it or hate it. I think it's awesome, the players that they interview. They did it to Bryce recently, and they were like, hey, so there was something that happened between you and Manfred. You want to talk about it? He goes, no, not really. No. If I would have talked about it, I would have said something about it when it came out. He was very blunt about it. He goes, no. So
I'm okay with the interviews if Harper had made the third out and the next inning happens and he's sitting in the dugout waiting to go back out on the field or waiting to hit whatever came up first for him. Do the interviews then. I'm not a fan of while he's playing first base to interview him. When are we going to start interviewing these guys next when they're in the box? It's getting too far. Keep it.
There will never be a mic that's public in the box. The shit that gets said inside the box is really
wait for it. You're gonna start getting I think we're gonna start really seeing the POV cams on umpires and catchers, and with mics and all.
No, because every time these guys are like, "Yo, I'm mic'd up. You watch your mouth." Like they'll warn them. They'll warn them because they come up and they probably say some just offensive shit to each other because like they're boys. Like some of them went to college together. They've said shit to each other.
Just go back and look and go on YouTube. Chris Long mic'd up standing next to Malcolm Jenkins. It's the greatest thing ever. It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. There's again, there are things that have been said to other players like, "Yo, watch it. I'm on."
It
So
was the one where Chris Long was fucking around with him, right?
yeah,
Or somebody was fucking around talking about a rash or something. Yeah.
yeah. There's so many good ones. Out there, but there's definitely courtesy done. So I don't know if that's going to become a very mainstream thing. I'm almost a positive those on-field interviews will continue. They will.
By the way,
Yeah.
so I have the YouTube feed or the Facebook Live feed going on my phone here,
Oh yeah.
and it actually stars out when I cursed. I didn't catch that before.
Nice.
If you have the captions on.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hall of Fame Club presents Stump the Fuzz. Well, we're closing in on the 10 o'clock hour. We like to try to keep it to a tight 60, but if it's fun and we're rolling, we're rolling. Fuzz, whether we're rolling really depends on you or not. So Stump the Fuzz, we have 3 series of questions for you. Easy, medium, hard. The first one's coming at you. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be a 50 shot here for you. So we'll see how you do. You could end it very quickly, but it's on you. So the Phillies' all-time win totals for the World Series game. We want to know, is it higher or lower than 15.5?
Wait, say that again.
The Phillies' all-time win total for World Series games, higher or lower than 15.5?
Fuck. All right, give me a minute. 4-1, 4-1, 2. I'm gonna say it's higher.
That is correct.
I can't.
That is correct. It is 16-27. It is higher. They are 16-27. Very well done.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, they won in 80, so that's 4. They won in 2008, that's 4. And then 09 was they only won 2, and at 22 they won 2. So right there, that's 12 or 10.
And so you just gave yourself, obviously, with the 4 for the
that I've been around.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. It was you're like, and then they have 3 appearances. Very good. Okay. Let's move on to medium question. So we are gonna go because we went so pitcher heavy on tonight's show. In 1986, Steve Carlton recorded his 4,000th career strikeout. He played for 3 teams that year. Who was he with for the 4,000 strikeout milestone?
Wait. He played for 3 teams that year?
Yeah. And I can do this as multiple choice if you want.
No.
Okay. JV, do you think I should do it as multiple choice or not?
I mean, if he doesn't want it as multiple choice, that's
okay.
fine.
I could be.
What team did he strike out?
No.
No, what team was he pitching for when he hit the number?
Thank you.
I didn't know he played for 3 teams. I only knew he played for 2.
Oh, what 2?
It was the Phillies
Mm-hmm.
and the White Sox, but he definitely didn't get 4,000 with the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to be the White Sox.
Okay. I had multiple choice if that's what you want.
I'm saying the White Sox.
Okay.
Is the show over?